How does the game of universe begin? All right, that is the question for today, and that is the question for number 144 of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. We've made it to the last one here, and if you'd like to get a full copy of all 144 fractal faculties in abstract form, just put your name and email in the comment section. I'll send it out to you for free. Just one caveat is that the thing needs to be edited a little bit. I'm going to be working on that here coming up soon. And when I do, I'll send a new copy out to everybody who wants one. But the first 84 of them are pretty much solid, but I've switched around, moved around a few things and changed some of the titles and so on in the last 60 of them. So the first 84, there are still a couple that have been flipped, but you should be able to still make some, good use of it. You can also watch my video called Tree of Life and Introduction on YouTube for a 10-minute refresher course on Tree of Life. And you can buy my book called The Mass Tree, which is just 65 pages or so. That is also an intro, but much deeper dive into the Tree of Life. Hopefully, maybe that'll get you motivated to actually learn Tree of Life, which is, you have to do some repetition. You have to be able to get it into your subconscious, into your rote memory, and then you can really take off with the tree. Okay, now today we're looking at number 144, and here's the tree. This is a map of our consciousness, and each one of the circles or spheres is an aspect of our consciousness. There are 12 of them. You think of them as a faculty of our consciousness or a potentiality of our consciousness. There are 12 of them, numbered 10 through 0, plus the abyss. So a total of 12. Today, we're up here in the 0 sphere. And the 0 sphere corresponds to really our kind of lack of faculty of consciousness, or our lack of consciousness, our lack of experience. But really, the 0 sphere is really about consciousness, because consciousness is a whole. It's a lack of something. When you don't have anything, then you still have consciousness. Although that consciousness is below the experiential level. So 0 corresponds to nothing, nothingness, lack of emotions, corresponds to a lack of experience. You can think of it in terms of non-REM sleep, where you are completely out of it, but it feels great when you wake up from it because you're revitalized, rejuvenated. Also, you can think of it in terms of the one, where the one is the all. The one is our higher self at our deepest center. The one is the grid that connects everything with everything else. When we get to our deepest center, our higher self at the deepest center, we then recognize that our deepest center is the same as everybody else's. And we are all united in this one. So it's a unifying factor. Now the 0 sphere is not in the universe. This is the whole universe, and this is what is not in the universe. There is no 0, and that's been shown in math. But then when you do include a 0, even though it doesn't exist, you can take off with things. 0 is marked by a lack of something. The only way to get to 0 is to subtract what you already have. And So the zero is not part of the universe, but it is part of the creator. So it is the part of the creator that the creator reserves for itself, or the creator's private life. The part of the creator's existence that we don't know anything about. So you could think of this as kind of like the surface of the creator, and this is the deepest. This is the deep underneath the surface of the creator, or the internal workings of the creator, which include the rules of the game, and it also includes the numbers. This is the geometry of the universe, and these are the numbers. So the numbers are really what are underlying this geometry of the universe, and you can see that in synergetic geometry, how each one of the platonic solids or the regular solids has a hierarchy that has to do with numbers, whether it's the volume of the polyhedra, or the number of edges, the number of faces, or all those numbers added together. They all are using this quantized system where we're dealing with integers and nothing else. And that's, when we're talking about the numerology or the numbers, we're talking about integers. We're not, talking about irrational numbers, although we could be talking about fractions. Okay, now the zero is one of the 12 faculties of the tree, but to get from 12 to 144, what we're basically doing is we're taking the second power, multiplying it by itself. 12 times 12 is 144. And so that you can see that by, if you shrink down the whole tree to the size of just one sphere, and you apply the tree to each sphere. So you're basically superimposing a whole tree onto each sphere. And when you do that, you break down each one of the spheres into its 12 components. So within each sphere, you have 12, you divide that into 12. So you end up with 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, and so on to get to 144. So that means also that you're breaking down this whole zero sphere into 12 different parts. And today we're looking at the 10th fractal of the zero sphere, because the zero sphere counts up instead of counting down, like all the other spheres. The other spheres, you have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here at the zero sphere, you start with the 0 and you go up. And so the last one is the 10. And if you remember from way back when, the 10th sphere corresponds to our survival instinct, corresponds to our life force, our, the most basic life force. And we have, it's something that's already open within us before, as life begins. We already have our sense of instinct. It's the law of the jungle, kill or be killed, the state of nature, our innate ability to survive and to pass along our genes. So this is, the law of the jungle. And so this is what we're thinking about superimposing here at the zero sphere. Again, the zero sphere is also numbers and numerology. So that the number 10 is also a factor that plays into number 144 for integration and manifestation. 10defiles, the perfect tens, the tippy top 10 finishes. Stage number 144 is about how, now that we have learned the rules, the stage is set for the game to start. We can use the primordial numbers, the transcendent functions, pi, phi, and e, along with the Platonic solids to create all other forms. We can use the 10 numbered spheres of the tree of life, not including 0 and the abyss, and the tetractes, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10, to understand these manifestations. We communicate in base 10. There are 10 circles to finish or complete a third frequency triangle, or 10 balls to finish a second frequency tetrahedron. The game boards are both the omnidirectional checkerboard frame of the vector equilibrium and the Argand diagram in 2 dimensions. The unification that occurs in our center, or at our center, at our innermost point, is not the end. The search must go beyond the level of the tissues and the material components of the organism to the reality that is negative or lack of experience. In the same way, our storehouse of prenatal chi, the life force or energy flow, is replenished every night during non-REM periods of sleep. Our deepest non-REM sleep is nothingness. We do not experience non-REM, but it feels so good somehow and we crave it. We insperience. It rejuvenates until the time is up and we get a new center, the ultimate source of life and consciousness. Negative or lack of experience. The new center starts the game clock of the universe all over again. All right, and that is the 10th fractal of the zero sphere, number 144, and the final fractal of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. If you'd like to, get that free copy, just put your name and email in the comment section. I'll send you out a free copy of that, my guide to the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. You can donate to me directly through Cash App or Venmo, or if you donate $10 or more, I'll send you a free copy of my book, or you can pay $10 or more and get a copy of my book called The Mass Tree. You can do that through Cash App and Venmo, which are listed in the description. And so that wraps up the 144 fractal faculties. Tomorrow we will be embarking on something new. Not sure exactly what. We've got plenty of new units to go. I have a few lessons that I'm preparing, but I might be, going off the top of the dome tomorrow because there's a few introductions that need to be made. But the hard work, I think, is behind us here in that we have laid the groundwork for the Tree of Life, and that's the foundation for this course. Once you get the Tree of Life, I urge you to go back and watch all these videos just to give yourself a full understanding of the Tree of Life. And once you really commit the Tree of Life to memory, then it helps you with all of your future undertakings, but especially, difficult subjects, studying difficult subjects. It helps you to just be able to retain the information and helps you to be able to prioritize it, to organize it. It really, it works for other subjects that you've already studied too. Stuff that's in your head already, but you don't really have a place to put it. It's kind of in there as a jumble. It will help you to organize all of that stuff too. So it's not even just for this course or for these videos, but it's for your life in general. The Tree of Life will pay you back a thousandfold if you put in enough effort to get it to memory. And once you do that, and that's just simple repetition, just put it up, put the diagram up on your wall, or your bathroom wall or your refrigerator or something, and just look at it a little bit every day. Now remember, for me, for my model anyway, these pillars are interchangeable. You can have this on the right side or the left side, and vice versa. It's symmetrical because I'm seeing them as being rotating, counter rotating in both directions, and that when you're in a state of in a beta brainwave state, you would see these on the left hand side, and when you're in a trance state, you're going to see these on the left hand side. So that is kind of a departure from most of the people I've learned Tree of Life from, but and that is subject to change. That's how I'm doing it at this point. That's the way I see it right now. If I have new information that changes the game on that, I will let you know and maybe revamp my my approach. But anyway, put that up on your wall and memorize what each sphere pertains to, just in a short, really follow along with that 10-minute video that I did on YouTube, Tree of Life, Tree of Life, an introduction. And watch that one. It'll give you just the basics on each sphere. And if you get the basics on each sphere, get that committed to memory, and then you can really build on that. So that's my advice for the tree. Next time I talk to you, we might be moving into some different territory. But these videos on the tree, hopefully they'll all stay up for good, and I'll be able to help people refer back and so on for all this. All right, now have a great day. Stay tuned for future videos, and the excitement starts now. All right, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.